The lion nebulae tearing the arm. Welcome back to this Alef Tav Calendar research project. These videos are part of an investigation into a Paleo Hebrew alphabet calendar system. This research has led to a series of clues that recognizable nebula shapes in the Milky Way were used as markers to map the passage of time. A single recognizable shape on its own is not really worth researching. However, when the shapes can be strung together in sequential order that match the narratives of the past, then I found it is well worth the effort and time. At this point of this video series, the Noah narrative has shifted our focus to descriptions of animals in the book of Job. We are investigating if the animals in the narrative also describe recognizable nebula shapes. The recognizable shapes, in turn, work as pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. A puzzle that, when pieced together in proper order, become an ancient map to the passage of time. The current focus has been on the lion and the raven found in Job, which in the last video, number 44, we seem to have located both shapes in one nebula region. In the video before that, number 43, we located a lion near the region that resembles a hand and may very well represent the tribe of Judah. In video 42, before that, we located the nebula region resembling the Leo lion. In order to finish up the topic of lion shapes, we will quickly revisit the lion from video 26. In that video, we investigated the Paleo Hebrew letter Resh and how its traditional meaning is that of a head. Instead of a human head, we found the shape has more resemblance to the head of a lion or a bear. A lion's head shape makes much more sense in relation to the sound that the resh makes. There are tiny tribal blessings within the Torah which compare the 12 tribes with various creatures. Could the tribes themselves have been a part of this calendar system? There are 3 tribes that are associated with lions. In Genesis 49, the first lion tribe relates to praise and the Hebrew letter Yod, which means hand. Judah, or Yehudah, you are he whom your brothers shall praise, or Yada. Your hand, or Yad, shall be on the neck of your enemies. Judah, or Yehudah, is a lion's whelp. In Deuteronomy 33, we find 2 more tribes that relate to a lion. In verse 20, we find, "And of Gad he said, Blessed is he who enlarges Gad. He dwells as a lion, and tears the arm and the crown of the head. He provided the first, Reshit, part for himself, because a lawgiver's portion was reserved there. He came with the heads of the people. Heads of is Rashi. He administered the justice of the Lord and his judgments with Israel. The last tribe related to a lion is that of Dan in verse 22. And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp. He shall leap from Bashan. Of these three lion tribes, it seems the tribe of Gad fits the details of this particular lion nebula region. Here are the clues that help us decipher this. In verse 21, we find words related to this constellation region of the Hebrew letter Resh. Resh means head or first. He provided the first Reshit part for himself, and he came with the heads, the Rosh, of the people. Second, when describing this particular lion, we find it is tearing at two particular body parts in verse 20. He tears the arm and the crown of the head. Are these small details visible within this nebulae region? Here is an outline of a man with his arm down towards this lion nebulae. Here is an outline of a head just below the lion nebulae. Now look at the red nebulae. One red nebulae at the mouth of the lion. A second red nebulae at the arm of the man. And a third red nebulae on the crown of the head. Could this be what is being referenced when the lion tears the arm and the crown of the head? This region appears to have multiple matches to the words used to bless the tribe of Gad. For a moment, we will step away from the Hebrew narratives in order to pick up a feature that was popular with the Babylonians, the Greeks, and has been passed down into today's culture. In the last video, we looked at several shapes that appear to match what is termed the circle of animals. The crab, the lion, the grain, the scales, the scorpion, the bowman, and the goat. We might as well locate the next shape in sequence, which is the water bearer. Look closely again at the region where we saw the shape of a man with a red nebula at the end of his arm. It seems that a different set of scholars observed this same region and interpreted it differently. This red nebula was not seen as a torn arm, but rather the resemblance of a pottery vessel. And from this container, we can see an outpouring of water. Thus, while learning to sift through these starry sands, we begin to assemble small shards from ancient cultures. I assure you that many, but not all, of these small pieces do indeed assemble together into an intricate celestial timepiece. In the next video, we will continue our journey of locating apparent celestial creature shapes using the narratives from our past.